Hi, Doug Andrew here. I'm here with my son, Emron Andrew. He's one of the top IUL specialists in America. If you have watched very many of my educational videos, one of my favorite financial instruments that allows people to accumulate their money tax-free and then be able to access that money income tax-free. And when they ultimately die, anything left in there sort of blossoms and transfers income tax-free is a max-funded indexed universal life. Now, I am very passionate about helping you understand that they must be structured correctly and funded properly. And if they are what I deem a laser fund. LASER is an acronym that stands for Liquid Asset Safely Earning Returns, because I want to have liquidity, I want to have safety, not only of the institution, but of principal, and I want to earn predictable rates of return. In fact, I would like to earn greater than the illustrated rate. So, many times when people learn about these as a great alternative to IRAs and 401ks, let's say for retirement, they want to see an illustration. So we create an illustration based upon, guidelines from the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. We have to comply. And sometimes we show the illustrated rates at the given time. And then people say, well, come on. This sounds too good to be true. Do you have any illustrations of actual performance, actual clients who have owned these for 8, 9, 10, 12 years and longer? And we go, yep. And we have advisors that sort of are naysayers, and they go, I've never seen one ever perform the way that it was illustrated. Well, the purpose of this series is to show you numerous examples, and this is one of them, where you met this gentleman about 9 years ago, and it's already outperformed what it was supposed to do after 10 years. And he did this for retirement. And so I'm going to let Emron sort of share with you the results and then go back and show what was illustrated. And then I'm going to come back on because I want to gift you a copy of the Laser Fund book. We want to gift you a copy so you can study and learn how you can implement these strategies for your particular set of circumstances. So tell us about this client, Emron.
You bet. Thank you, Dad. Like my dad said, I met this client about 9 years ago. He was already retired. He wanted to set up a laser fund mostly for just his security money, his safe money. This is money he did not want to ever lose. If he needed to dip into it, he could. He has other money and funds and resources that he's able to access to live on. But this is what he wanted to, this is his sacred money. And he knew that no matter what, he could always fall back on this. And it's fun because him and his wife they travel all over the world. And they travel even amidst, the financials going up and down across the world. He is doing fine knowing that at the end of the day, he always has at least this to fall back on. He hasn't had to fall back on any of it yet, but let's go ahead and look at some of the results in this. Again, we're looking at year 9. So he's 9 years into his insurance policy. He was funding for a total of 10 years to get $50,000 a year in it for 10 years to get $500,000 in it. Currently right now, when we look at it, and what's unique about this one here is if we look at this plan right here, and we end right here in April of 2022. Well, if you've known what's happened in the market from January to April, the market has really come down. And we didn't get any great performance on this policy this last year. I mean, if you look at this right here, he had $565,000. We only made $14,000. We only made $14,000 of interest on this policy this last year, only for a measly 2%. Okay, we only made 2% this last year. And yet, even by making 2% this last year, because of the returns we had in the years prior, we are actually still outperforming his existing or his original illustration. So he was originally expecting to get in this policy, and where we're at today, we are ahead of schedule, even despite the fact that even this last year, we've only gotten a measly 2% return this last year. And that's, again, when you follow the strategies, you're going to have returns that are sometimes really nice, big returns inside of the IUL. Some years you're going to have it low. Some years you might even get a 0. But what I love about them is that you're never going to have less than 0. You're never going to have a negative number right there. The worst you could ever have is 0, and that's the security that he loves and enjoys. But even with that, so today right here, he's got $571,000 in his laser fund IUL today. $571,382 that is going to continue to grow. And let's go ahead and look and see where he was supposed to be at. So this is supposed to be, right now he's in year 9. So he just finished up year 9 of his insurance policy. So if we go over here to the original illustration, this is his original illustration from 9 years ago. Starting here, right here at age 63, we're gonna come right here to year 9. And in year 9 right here, we come across here to the accumulation value. If you can see this right here, I'll zoom in right here. I was illustrating this at 8.84%. Okay, so the original illustrated rate is 8.84%. If we scroll down here to year 9, in year 9 right here, he is projected to have $539,000. $539,000, again, I'm gonna go ahead and try to zoom in on that. $539,000 and $525,000 in net cash value. Whereas today we actually have what again? We have $571,000. So we're $40,000 ahead of schedule. And keeping us much more on track so that in year 10, when he's supposed to have over $600,000, we are positioned to have much better chance. We have a much better chance of being over that $600,000 than we even had on the original illustration here. So again, if we go back in and look at that here, in year 9, $539,000, he's supposed to have $628,000, and that's with adding another $50,000. So if he adds another $50,000 on the 570 right now, on the 570 right now, that'd put him at 620 without any interest. And again, the beautiful thing about it is we've got the $570,000, the death benefit over there at $1.2 million. So if we come back in, it doesn't have it on the statement right there. But like I've mentioned in other videos right here, one of the great blessings of this is we are constantly driving down the fees on this life insurance policy by ensuring that we have an option chosen where this $539,000 or the $570,000, so the $570 that he has inside this insurance policy right here, he is self-insured himself. So this is part of his death benefit. And because we've elected to have that $570,000 be part of his death benefit, when he passes away, if he were to pass away this next year right here, he would be receiving that $1,220,000. Okay, he wouldn't be receiving $1,220,000 plus the $570,000 because the $570,000 is part of the $1.2 million. But because we've done that, we've been able to eliminate almost 50%. We're almost at 50% reduction in the mortality charges on this insurance policy. And as the money continues to grow, it will continue to drive down the fees on that life insurance policy. I mean, how many of you would love to have an insurance policy that is structured correctly the way we teach it, where it's possible to have your mortality expenses go down as you get older rather than go up as you get older? And we can do this by making sure we're paying for less and less insurance. And this is the secret behind what we are able to establish inside of an IUL laser fund. Now I know this client, I meet with him every single year. We love to get together. We spend most of our time when we get together talking about what we've done this last year. And it's fun to be able to do that. Talk about where he's been, where him and his wife have been, talk about that area there. We spend a few minutes evaluating here, but he has all the assurance. He knows where he's at. He's excited where he's at. It's done better than what he was expecting it to do. And that is the opportunity. If you want to provide the opportunity, you want an opportunity to be able to do at least what it's doing or even better than what we projected. You follow the steps, you follow the strategy. Don't step outside of the strategy, follow the strategy. Have a IUL laser fund properly structured and funded just for you.
Well, thank you, Emron. This client ought to be thrilled with this particular policy and how it's been performing. And when he puts that last $50,000 in, and again, he'll have well over $600,000. So the beautiful thing is if he wants to turn on tax-free income, with $600,000 of cash value, he could access $50,000 to $60,000 a year of tax-free income, probably for the rest of his life without depleting principal, so to speak, right?
Yeah, I mean, it should be very, very close to being able to do it.
And, he'd have to be earning, or withdrawing $75,000, $80,000 or more out of a tax-deferred IRA or 401k to net $50,000 after tax. That's the beauty of these laser funds because the money's liquid, it's safe, it's earning a predictable rate of return, and it generates a payout that is far greater than most IRAs or 401ks will generate because these are tax-free. So if you want to learn more about how you can implement a laser fund and a max funded index universal life, you need to claim your free copy of this book. You can do so by going to laserfund.com, laserfund.com, or click on the link below. And you contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling, have some skin in the game, and then I'll cover the rest of that and I'll pay for the book. I'll send out a copy to you. There's options there to listen and learn and watch and learn. This is 300 pages, charts, graphs, explanations, and 62 actual client stories. When you flip the book over, this is the right brain side. But this is really about you and your brighter future. And when you're in that site claiming your free copy, there's options there if you would prefer to listen and learn, watch and learn, attend one of our educational events, but you can actually schedule a time to pick the brain of an IUL specialist like Emron to have them run illustrations to show you how this may work in your particular set of circumstances for your financial goals.